Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program. The Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program is a 30-minute radio intervention support program that is meant to provide continuous instruction to keep you academically engaged during this stay-at-home period, as well as preparing you, our 6th, 9th, and 12th graders for the pending Liberia Primary School Certificate Exam, Liberia Junior High School Certificate Exam, and West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Exam when the time comes. Also, in addition to this academic support, the program is meant to provide psychosocial support for learners, teachers, and parents, and also tips on how you as parents and teachers can provide support to your students and children at home. Now, let's join our teacher for today's lesson.
Hello, students. Welcome to the Ministry of Education's COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program. Our lesson for today is for grade 12, and the subject is literature. The topic is the summary of the African novel Faceless, which was written by Ama Darko. My name is Linda Y. Dean, and I am your teacher for this lesson. Now let's begin our summary with Book 1 of the book Faceless. Book 1 begins with the attempted rape of Fofo. As the novel opens, remember, 14-year-old Fofo is seen sleeping on an old cardboard at Agbobloshi Market. She has a job at the vegetable market in Agbobloshi where she washes carrots. The market is close to a slum known as Sodom and Gomorrah. When she is not working, Fofo keeps herself occupied with watching adult movies and drinking alcohol. Just like other street children, she dreams of living in a home with a roof and a toilet. Her sleep, remember, as she's sleeping on the old cardboard in front of the store, while she's sleeping, she is interrupted by a street lord named Poison, who comes to rape her. She resists him and runs to her best friend, Odale, who lives in a rented wooden shack, as we can say, Zing Shack in Liberia. So when she runs to Odale, her best friend, she explains her problem to Odale, and she tells Odale that she will see her mother, whom she believes has some connections with Poison. Remember, Poison is the street lord. Manchuru, Fofo's mother, tells Fofo that her elder sister Bibiti is dead and Poison has threatened her to keep quiet over Bibiti's death. Hence, she urges Fofo to run to a safer place. That is, Manchuru now tells Fofo to run away to a place that is much safer than Sodom and Gomorrah. Boys and girls, let's now take a quick COVID-19 health break and we'll be right back.
Coronavirus is spread via droplets. When the person coughs or sneezes, the droplets land on surfaces and are picked up on the hands of others and spread further. People catch the virus when they touch their infected hands to their mouth, nose, or eyes. It follows that the single most important thing you can do to protect yourself is keep your hands clean by washing them frequently with soap and water or hand sanitizer.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Now, that is the first part of Book 1 of Faceless. Now, let's talk about the second part of Book 1. The second part is about Cabria's encounter with Fofo. Cabria and her family live a different life from that of those who reside in Sodom and Gomorrah. She is a mother of 3. The names of her children are Obia, Essie, and Otu. Despite living in a decent neighborhood, Cabria drives an old car that she nicknamed Creamy, and she works with Mute, which is a non-governmental organization. She meets Fofo at Agbobloshi Market. Cabria is in a crowd looking at BBT's dead body when Fofo, who is dressed like a boy, tries to snatch her purse from her. When the angry mob pounces, that is, jumps on Fofo, Cabria rescues her. Later, she reveals herself to Cabria, that is Fofo, and she tells Cabria that the dead body she, Cabria, was staring at is her sister, BBT. But a lot of people have been made to think that the dead body is that of a Kayayo. A Kayayo is a market porter from the north. A Kayayo is what we call the load carriers in the markets, where you go and buy your market and somebody comes and they carry the load for you. In Accra, Ghana, they are called Kayayo. So a lot of people were made to think that the dead body that they saw is a Kayayo. But this is a trick to conceal BBT's real identity and discourage any inquiry over the circumstances surrounding her death and then hide her killer. However, Mute takes interest in the murder case. They take Fofo into their custody as they investigate BBT's murder case. The circumstances surrounding BBT's death are revealed through 2 main sources. 1, Fofo, and 2, the investigations by Mute, the NGO. BBT in the novel is Manchuru's 3rd child, and Fofo is Manchuru's 4th child. Their father left their mother with a superstitious belief that she, Manchuru, is cursed from birth. Manchuru's 2nd lover, Pakpo, abuses BBT, and Uncle, who stays in the same compound with them, also joins in defiling her, that is BBT, as she tries to confide in him. Bakpo connives with a prostitution ring that is run by Madame Abidjan, Mamin Brony, and Poison. Remember, Poison is a street lord and a ringleader. So Bakpo connives with these people to use BBT as a prostitute in a brothel. A brothel is a place where people make business out of prostitution. They gave her earnings to Manchuru, her mother, so that she can turn a blind eye to the mischief. That is, whatever money BBT was earning from Poison, Madame Abidjan, and Mamin Brony from prostitution, they took that money and gave it to Manchuru so that she would not say anything about what was going on with her daughter. Uncle's business now has been suffering major losses. He consults a witch doctor to explain that his business is suffering setback because he defiled BBT, who is a cursed child. In order to resolve the problem, he is told to bring some sacrificial items, which include BBT's pubic hair. So that is the second part of the summary of Book 1 that talks about Cabria's encounter with Fofo and the circumstances surrounding BBT's death. Now let's talk about what led to BBT's death after Uncle went to the witch doctor. Papo now helps Uncle to reach out to Baby T again, and Poison takes Uncle to Mami Brony's brothel where Baby T works. Baby T remembers what Uncle did to her earlier, and so she refuses to surface him sexually. It took Poison to beat her into going into the room with Uncle. Later, Baby T is found dead inside the room with her head split open on the floor. In the end, Uncle commits suicide. So, class, we will stop here with the first part of the summary of the African book, Faceless. In our next lesson, we will continue with the summary of Book 2, and then we will talk about the events that led to the conflicts that evolved, that is, that came about in the story as the result of BBT's death. But before we go, let's do a quick review of the lesson. Boys and girls, let's now take a quick COVID-19 health break and we'll be right back.
What are the symptoms of COVID-19? COVID-19 symptoms include cough, fever, shortness of breath. In rare cases, COVID-19 can lead to severe respiratory problem, kidney failure, or death. If you have a fever or any kind of respiratory difficulty, such as coughing and shortness of breath, call your doctor.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Remember, we started with the first part of the summary of Book 1 of the novel Faceless that talks about Fofo. Fofo was sleeping on the streets and Poison tried to rape her. And then she managed to escape and go to her best friend, Odale, to explain to her what had happened, and she decided to see her mother, who she believes has some connections with Poison. Machu then tells Fofo that her elder sister Baby T is dead and that Poison is threatening to keep her quiet over Baby T's death, and that Fofo should run away to a safer place. And then the second part of the summary of Book 1 is about Cabria's encounter with Fofo. Fofo tried to rob Cabria while she is dressed as a boy. And in the end, Cabria gets to understand that the dead body that she was staring at was Fofo's elder sister, Baby T. And then we also talk about how Baby T died because she was forced into prostitution and killed for sacrificial purposes for Uncle. And so, class, we will stop here for today. And in our next class, we will continue with the summary of the African novel, Faceless. So, boys and girls, if you have any questions about today's lesson, please text your questions or your comments to 0778 780306. 0778 780306.